So let's get started then. Groundwater in Malta. I looked at some research that came from the River Basin Management Plan for Malta. And this is put together by the Environmental Resources Authority and the Energy and Water Agency. And the River Basin Management Plan is across Europe. It's a requirement for every nation to develop a plan to look after groundwater, surface water, transitional waters and coastal marine waters. And it's about maintaining the quality of that and also maintaining the quantity. And what's interesting about this report, this is a consultation briefing document which came out on the 20th of September this year. So this is all relevant and timely information for 2023. The closing date, if you wanted to contribute to the data that's been produced, is March 2024. And there's some really interesting data in this report. So I'm just going to go through it fairly quickly. It shouldn't take long. So what I did was I read the report. I'm not a scientist. I'm a consumer of water. Yeah, we supply water filters, but I'm a consumer, not a hydrologist, not a scientist. So I've read the report to see what I can glean from it as a drinker of water in Malta, because that's what I'm interested in. So why is it important? Well, today, currently, Malta's tap water is 2/3 reverse osmosis and about 1/3 extracted from our water table, our groundwater resources. Now, this has actually decreased over the last 5 to 10 years. And the amount of groundwater we're using in our blended tap water, it has been reducing. And the amount of reverse osmosis water has been increasing. And this is because of the concentration of saline or salt in the groundwater, and also because of the contamination. This does have an impact because reverse osmosis water costs CO2 emissions in order to produce about 3 kilograms per 1,000 litres of reverse osmosis produced. It's also a more expensive way to do it. And the good part about it is you're more sure about the quality once you've put it through our reverse osmosis plants, of which we now have 4, including the Hondok plant, or 5 now, including the Hondok plant. And you can control the quality as it leaves the process. After that, of course, you have to treat the water and also add minerals back into the water, which is done by the addition of groundwater into the mix in order that you've got some minerals, you've got some taste in the water, and also you've got the chlorine to protect us. So what do we see in the report? So you can't see all the details here, but you can see that column is saying qualitative analysis. And the qualitative analysis is failed in all the groundwater sources that have been tested. That's quite significant. So the chemical test, the chemicals in the water, has failed in all of those sources. And some of those sources are used for drinking water. You can see the crosses in the last column, not in the last column, in the last column but one. You can see the crosses there for the drinking water. If I make that a little bit bigger, you'll be able to see that. So you can see which are the drinking water ones, and you can see that they've actually all failed the qualitative status. So they're not good, is the answer to that. So they're not as good as they could be. So that's actually quite significant. And if we look at the assessment of status as far as everything is concerned, both in the groundwater, both qualitative status and quantitative, which is the amount. And the other status that we have is the chemical or the qualitative status. And mostly in the report, that points to nitrates as being the highest level of pollution in the groundwater, and that is blamed on the agricultural sources. Now, in the report, there are some other things pointed out which I think are quite interesting. It's not only nitrates that are the pollutants. Digging deep into the report, this is what they say on nitrates: the main status failing parameter for groundwater bodies in the Maltese Islands. And that's right, that's what the data is showing us. However, I saw quite a few other chemicals mentioned. DHP, for instance, which is used in plastic production, so probably maybe coming from pollution or industrial processes. Lead and other compounds, again from manufacturing and other industrial processes. Nickel and other compounds, again from manufacturing processes. And you can see in that first water course, so this is chemical pollutants found in the water courses, which are feeding the groundwater, so it's like all connected. You can see that figure, there's 34 micrograms per litre, which is like 30 times the legal parameters or the recommended parameters. I mean, that's high. And this, I'm only pointing out one particular compound. What I wanted to bring to your attention, what I hope to bring to your attention, was that although nitrates are pointed out as one of the major contaminants, there are plenty of other chemical contaminants around. And what are these? Well, DHP, the most common member here of the contaminants, used in plastic production. Could be an indication either of pollution or of plastic manufacture here on the islands. More likely to be pollution, right? I would have thought, but we would see. Again, not my area of expertise. Lead, nickel, chromium and zinc, all from manufacturing. The PBDEs, again, industrial applications, those, and the PAHs are more to do with crude oil or oil, fossil fuels, and benzenes and stuff like that. So all of this is going into the groundwater at some point. There are, it's not that we don't have tests that are given to us about our drinking water for those parameters. We did do some tests as TAPP Water. We tested originally some before and after tests. What I can say is the TAPP Water filters filter all of these compounds. And so if you are concerned about these getting into your drinking water at any level, which is me personally, I suppose I do worry about that, having started to research this topic more since we launched TAPP Water in June 2020. What I am pleased about is that I don't have to worry about it because when I attach a water filter to the kitchen mixer and run the water through here for washing and then through here for drinking water, I don't have to worry about any of those possibilities because the water is all filtered and filtered from these types of contaminants that we've seen here according to the test results that we published on the website, and also for the global certification of this product because it's a worldwide product that is sold in 30 different countries. So I was just mentioning about those test results. You can go to our website at tappwater.nt/tests and you'll be able to see all the test results on there. If you'd like to know more about tap water and how the filters actually work, they are activated carbon blocks, solid carbon blocks that remove over 100 different types of contaminants. So importantly for our water, nitrates, nitrites, herbicides, pesticides, all coming from the agricultural side, and then all sorts of heavy metals and things like that that come from the industrial side. So those are all filtered out. So in the meantime, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.